afternoon, and welcome to the CAGI Heartbeat Podcast. I'm your podcast host, Richard Krim. Today, we got a good one. Work-life balance is the topic. Today is episode 2, and the title of the podcast today is The Mental Health Benefits of Work-Life Balance and Why It Matters and How to Achieve It. Let's get into it, man. On today's episode, we'll talk about how balancing professional and personal life can boost your mental health, how to reduce stress, prevent burnout, and promote an overall well-being. And we'll also talk about strategies like setting boundaries, prioritizing tasks, and incorporating self-care, which is super important. Why work-life balance matters? Okay. As an entrepreneur, a husband, a father, and an employee, work-life balance is super important for me personally in my life. I could fill 24 hours in a day for work that I have to do or things that need to be done, but it's necessary to take that time for your family, for the bond of your family unit, of course, and just time for yourself to be able to just turn it all off for at least 15, 30 minutes, possibly an hour a day. A balanced life is going to lower your stress rates and protect your mental health. How can it protect your mental health? Just like I was just saying, you're turning it off for a second. You're not just on go all day. You need to be able to have that balance to be able to keep yourself going for the long term. A lot of times we get stuck on the grind. It's just grind all the time and keep going. But you need to take that time for yourself to make sure your mind is right and to make sure your family unit's cool. How to recognize signs of burnout. I think we all been there more than once. You'll start to feel that chronic fatigue. You'll start to feel that irritability. You'll start to lose your motivation some. Be sure you can spot your burnout and be sure that you take the proper actions when you do feel like that. Because I guarantee if you continue at the rate that you're going, when you start to feel that burnout, your productivity is going to significantly decrease. And that's not what you want when you're trying to get things accomplished. Learn how to set boundaries. You have to define your work hours. Communicate your offline times with your colleagues and your family and make sure you stick to them. You got to make sure that you have a block of work hours and make sure that your work really stays in between that. That can be hard as an entrepreneur at times. And I can say firsthand that when I was consulting with my clients, it might be all over the board. I might be getting calls at 9, 10 o'clock at night, just simple calls on how to fix things going into the next day. But to keep your mental right, to keep that balance correct, you're going to need to make sure you define those work hours and stick to your work times. With family, it's going to go the same way. A lot of times, if you have a large family, you'll be going to birthday parties and gatherings and celebrations and barbecues and all this type of thing when you have other things to do or work to do, or just time to kind of let go of work and take that time for yourself or your immediate family within your household. You have to make sure that you create those barriers and stick to them once again. How to deal with time management and prioritization. Time management and prioritization. Like I was saying, you want to make sure to prioritize your time and to manage your time correctly. You want to be sure to block off spaces of time for work or relaxation or family time. Me personally, I tend to use to-do lists. I really like using them to just check them off, and it just mentally feels satisfying when you're able to make a long list and go down it and start checking them off as you achieve certain things. Another strategy to have proper time management is something called the Eisenhower matrix. I hadn't heard of this before research, but it can be extremely useful. Let's talk a little bit about the Eisenhower matrix. It's split into a 2x2 quadrant where you have 4 different blocks. You're going to have things to do now, things to schedule, things to delegate, and things you can delete. In your upper corner, you're going to have urgent and important. Those are the things that you do now. These things are critical towards your long-term goals. These can include things like meeting a deadline or handling a crisis that's happening in your business that you have to handle right now because it's going to impact your goals if you don't. The second quadrant is not urgent, but it's important. It contributes to your long-term goals, but they don't require immediate action. These are things that you can schedule. These are strategic planning items within your corporation, business, organization, or life. And these can be just things like personal development. That's personal development like different courses, classes, or mindfulness techniques. The next quadrant is urgent but not important. These things require immediate action, but it doesn't significantly impact your goals. These things that are things that if you're managing within a job or you're overseeing a situation, these are things that could possibly be delegated to another person to take care of for you. If not, these things will be scheduled after the things that you scheduled before, that we just talked about before. The next quadrant is neither urgent nor important. These things are neither time sensitive or beneficial to your goals. This is like excessive social media browsing or time wasting activities. We all do it, but when you're trying to be efficient and trying to move along and get things accomplished as necessary, some things will need to be deleted that are unnecessary. That's a little bit about the Eisenhower matrix. For work-life balance, it's super important to incorporate self-care. You want to have simple daily habits like short walks, stretch breaks, or quick mindfulness moments. That's just taking a moment to just think for a moment and think about what you're grateful for. We always tend to harp on things that we don't have or things that we're trying to do or harping on the goal that we're trying to reach. But it's helpful mentally, it's helpful spiritually to just take that second and think about what you're grateful for. That helps you recharge and reset so you're ready to move on to the next task or topic. Within a work setting, be sure to utilize any organizational resources that your job provides. A lot of times, for the problems that we have, since they typically are common problems for a particular job or workplace that you're in, there's usually resources that they provide or have something available to help you out or to keep you going or to progress you to the next level. Be sure to reach out to your organization or job to see if they have anything like mental health days, if you can flex your schedule some, or if you have any employee assistance programs available. Within entrepreneurship, within a job, within your family unit, it's important to build some sort of social network. When you're going through a lot and you're having problems or things come up, as they will, that's just life, you're gonna need to have a social support group of friends, family, or community, or all of them, that can offer encouragement and can just really offer that shoulder to lean on when you need somebody to talk to about the situations that you may be going through. That can reduce the isolation that we feel sometimes when we're going through certain tasks, when we're going through certain events in life. A lot of times, like I said in the last podcast, we feel alone, but we're not. So be sure to reach out to people around you, your community, and your job to be able to get that support that you need. In today's technologically driven world, you want to make sure that you're taking time to have a digital detox. And you want to make sure that you're incorporating mindfulness techniques within your day. This is going to significantly help reduce stress and keep your mind right throughout your processes and your day as a whole. Make sure that you're at some point throughout your day. It's hard when we're within the 9 to 5 and the business schedule, but just make sure you're taking some device-free time throughout your day, somewhere throughout your day. Just the time to be able to put it down, take a minute for yourself, have a little 5-minute meditation, or just some breathing exercises to just let it all out, to just have that reset so you can keep going efficiently and not start to get bogged down and start to feel that burnout that we talked about. With these techniques and having mindfulness techniques and having that digital detox, it helps to clear that mind clutter and helps you stay present in the moment so you can move forward efficiently. You want to take time every week. Once you start some of these techniques, you want to take time and just make sure that you're reviewing your habits daily and just make sure they're working for you. And if they're not, you need to tweak them until they do. Because if you're doing all these techniques and they're not doing anything for you, it's just that they're not doing anything for you. So you need to find what works for you and what keeps you going and what keeps you motivated and moving forward efficiently. Good habits equal a good life is what I like to say. And once you incorporate good habits, nothing but good can follow, because all the bad habits that you have tend to just fall away because they don't support anything that you're going for anymore. Some of the key takeaways that we talked about today were how balancing professional and personal life can boost your mental health, how to reduce stress, prevent burnout, and promote an overall well-being. And we also talked about strategies like setting boundaries, prioritizing tasks, and incorporating self-care. And you want to make sure that you review your habits often to make sure they're actually working for you. So my challenge to you for this week is make one small change to move toward doing a little better for yourself and having that work-life balance. That can be a no email hour. I'm not answering any emails this moment. Taking that mindfulness break to put the device down and just take a moment to just breathe. 5-minute meditation, or take a walk. Just do something, one small change this week to get the ball moving for you. I thank you for tuning in to the CAGI Heartbeat Podcast today. I would love to continue this conversation. We now have an email address where we can continue the conversation. It's CAGIHeartbeatPodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to hear any topics discussed, or once again, continue any discussions that we are having or have had, shoot us an email. We will discuss it on the podcast. I'm waiting to hear from you. You can also reach out to Community Action of Greater Indianapolis for the support that you need for finding resources and maintaining your momentum with your goals and finding that work-life balance. You can contact us at kg-in.org or area code 317-396-1800. Thank you for watching the KG Heartbeat Podcast. I'm Richard Krim. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share this with somebody you think needs it. We'll be back here next week. See you then.